We are in Alabama. That is the only time that's ever happened. Roll time. Congratulations, you guys made it to the end of the retreat from Moscow. Give yourselves a hand.
Yeah!
All right. Before I give out awards, I just want to let you guys know you are welcome to camp here at Barber. If you do, be a good paddock neighbor. There are people who don't necessarily appreciate tons of noise. Just be quiet, be respectful, as much as I know you can. And most importantly, clean up after yourselves, okay? So there's garbage cans down here. Walk your trash down there, throw it away. Or throw it in your trash and drive it away. I don't really care. All right. That said, let's get to awards. I don't want to waste all of your guys' time after you've driven, 4 days. I know there's beer to be drunk and food to be eaten, and I am done with you after this, and that's the best part. We give out 4 awards at each of these rallies that we call dishonorable mentions, and these are just generally for awesome stuff that we saw, people who get it, who had a good time, and who helped other people have a good time, which is just as important. The first one of these is maybe not a lemon, but it's definitely a cool car. I've heard a lot of people say they really love the way this car looks, and it's one they would love to own. Furthermore, they fed everybody at Deals Gap.
Yeah!
And this hat you're wearing, they rescued it from the highway while I shoved my head out to shoot photos. It fell off. They dynamited the brakes and picked up my hat. That's awesome. But more importantly, they were just generally awesome. Made sure everybody had a good time. They're wearing stupid costumes. The Turbo Bratwurst Benz, the 300.
Yeah! Woo!
Sure. There you go.
Very well done.
Good job.
Well done.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah!
The second dishonorable mention was a car that we're pretty sure none of you saw the entire week because they were so far behind. Maybe the slowest thing we've ever had on a rally. The story behind it is cool. It's been in their family since it was new. Every time they post on Instagram, they weren't anywhere near a checkpoint. They were just fixing it. It's amazing that they're here. It is the oldest thing on the rally. It is the 1953 GMC pickup, a Jimmy 6.
Yeah! Yeah!
The third dishonorable mention went to a car whose model we were corrected on often, so I'll make sure I pronounce that right. However, they were the very first car to break down and need extensive time to repair. They got trapped overnight at some weird motel.
Oh, not
The
overnight.
clerk lent them
Shut
the
up.
keys to their car, to the clerk's car to go get parts. No collateral, no nothing. Just take it, go, do whatever, man. Bring it back. We don't care. When they were replacing their water pump, 2 of the bolts out of the 5 stripped. It's still held on, as far as we know, by 3 bolts.
An RTV.
RTV and a whole boatload of prayers. It is the B Team's 1995 Dodge
Grand Caravan!
Hey, what kind of car did you guys borrow? It was a Hyundai, right?
It was a Hyundai Elantra.
Hyundai
Elantra?
I don't know. Hey, we thought about it.
Our fourth dishonorable mention was absolutely so many people's favorite car on the road, not just on the rally, but everywhere they went. It was maybe the dumbest idea I think I've seen in the last, since last year on this rally. When they drove without a top on their car. You know what I'm talking about? The Scrapyard Refugees in the smart car.
Woo! Yeah!
Kevin saw roads Kevin didn't know it would ever see.
Yeah, so did the truck.
We are going to give out one free entry to this race, and it's a decision that we made yesterday after we saw what this team did. It was one of the coolest things anybody's ever done on this rally. I haven't seen if they're here or not, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It is the two Canes guys who adopted a dog off the side of the road. One of the biggest hard things we've ever seen. Again, I haven't seen them. I don't know if they're here. I'm going to give them a free entry anyway. I think that's just super cool. So.
Like if they actually had a home or they
Oh, so they're checking out now. Awesome. Still super awesome. It's the red F-150. Yeah. So they took the dog to get a bath, like at the PetSmart, and right now they're getting it checked out to see if it has a chip and everything. So it may or may not become their dog, but I really hope it becomes the rally dog. Either way, it was really awesome of them. All right, to the least important part, which is the winners on points. You'll go last. Okay. Those go last. Those are the important ones. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Third place on points was a car that everybody in Lemons who runs these events absolutely adores. It is a car that the public always sees as exceedingly weird. These guys got it for free from the Salvation Army, who rejected it. It is a giant lemon. They are dressed as lemons. It is the Team Celebration. Very well done. Thank you. All-wheel drive supercar right there. Second place, also in costumes the entire time, also went everywhere, also got a lot of attention, and were awesome for everybody in Lemons and everybody just seeing them go by. Shake and Bake.
Yeah!
I know.
If only they'd thank their sponsors on every post. Your winners on points. We first encountered, actually we didn't first encounter them, the police in Cumberland did, because they were sleeping in the parking lot of the museum. They had driven directly there, showed up like an hour before registration. Oh, wow. The way they earned most of their points was for the most ridiculous fix we've ever heard of. They took the rear half shaft came out on the middle of some random mountain road in Roanoke. Some random van stopped by, unmarked, no windows, said, "Get in, I'll take you to town." The guy said, yeah, okay. Got in. Turns out it was, of all things, a library courier going into town. He took him in, got their drive shaft fixed up. The guy at the shop looked at him, said, "Yeah, you guys seem okay. I got nothing to do for an hour. I'll just drive you back." We charged him for the repair, the most ridiculous free repair we've ever heard of. They also found a kid's bike in the garbage at a checkpoint that all of you drove past. And they wrote it down parts of Deals Gap. So much stupidity going on. The Uncle Ricos and their 68 Ford station wagon.
Yeah!
That's a lot of dumb to pack into a week.
Woo!
Who needs sleep, right?
Right.
For each of these rallies, we give out an event-specific award that's usually, something related to what's going on. However, this time we decided to give an award modeled after the races. It's one of the best stories that you'll always get, always comes from this award in the races. And there's no doubt this was one of the most amazing things that's ever happened in Lemons. In Asheville, you may have noticed there was a valet. And this team handed the keys over to the valet, as one does, and headed to the Pinball Museum, where they promptly got a phone call that said, "Yeah, your car won't start." Their starter was toast, And then they spent about the next 2 hours dripping all kinds of fluids in this nice valet lot. The valet looked on in horror, and the manager just pretended it wasn't happening. They got the starter swapped in, and they asked the valet even to start the car for them. It was a nice touch, I thought. It's one of the best heroic fixes we've ever seen. The Monster Foodies, the couple and their child in the Buick Roadmaster.
Yeah! Woo!
I will also mention I saw that nothing that they posted, but that other people posted that they were helping others along the way. That's what this is all about, guys.
Yep.
They also had a deer.
They clipped the deer. All right.
They saved the deer.
Kid's too young to understand Bambi, so you got that going for it. One of our favorite trophies to give out is the Random Acts of Stupidity. This is a trophy that we give out for just having a good time everywhere you go. And as far as I know, at least half of the things that this team did, they couldn't put on the internet. Now that said, everywhere we saw them, they were laughing, they were having a good time, and more importantly, they were making everybody else around them laugh and have a good time. And they were making this a really, really big community everywhere they went. They're great. They've done this a bunch. We love them. Stratosphere Motorsports, the Men in Black.
Woo!
They two rescue dogs left on the Eiffel Tower.
No kidding.
Yes, they did.
We got something for you real quick.
Oh dear.
You've probably seen these pictures everywhere. Here's the original autograph from Finnegan. We ran into him and he said, "Why do I want to sign an autograph for a coworker? What the hell?" That's so cool. That's for you, my brother.
No, you keep it.
They're owned by Motor Trend now.
You don't want to Who wants the original? Hey, everybody, Alan Galbraith ran his first rally with us, organizing. He did a great job. He has something he wants to say real quick, guys.
Eric and the Lemons crew and me to a smaller extent on this one, all we do is we're just the people that make sure that, you know, the lights are on, there's porta potties, there's a route book that gets printed and all that. Y'all are the ones that come out and take your hard-earned money, your vacation time, and put this on. If it weren't for you, it'd be me and Eric driving around in the car, and that's not a whole lot of fun. Trust me. So give yourselves a big round of applause for actually doing this.
Yeah! Woo!
Y'all are really dumb.
And along those lines, our top award we give out here is the organizer's choice. In some cases, it's the car we would love to take home, the one we think we would love to own. That is hella not the case this time. This goes to the absolutely most spectacular car on the rally with the best story. I think everybody knows it, and I think everybody knows exactly what car it was. But if you don't, it had a couple of chandeliers on the front. The Escape from Buffalo guys, the Cadillac with 2 gears.
Woo!
Thank you guys so much for coming. We have 4 more rallies this year. Please come on them. Bring your stupider friends than you are on it. Rope them in. Do whatever you got to do. Most importantly, get home safely, guys. All right?
Woo!